Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today's going to be another Will I Buy It video. I am filming this on a Saturday and I usually never film this late because usually these videos go up every single Sunday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on my channel, but I tried to film this yesterday and I lost like half the footage and I had to refilm. So I'm refilming this, so hopefully it will go well. But yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. Quick backstory on this series. This series is inspired by Samantha March here on YouTube. I always link her channel down below as well as her community playlist that she has for a whole bunch of other creators here on YouTube. What happens is that we basically just throw our Will I Buy It videos on that playlist. So if you're interested in finding some new people and if you're interested in just watching a whole bunch of these videos, go check it out. It'll be down below in the description box. But anyway, let's just get into this. I don't really have a lot of time to film this video, so hopefully we'll be able to get through this in like less than an hour. So let's do this. So the first, probably one of the biggest launches, is the Dose of Colors collaboration with Desi and Katie. Now, if you don't know them, Desi Perkins and Katie from Lustrelux, they are basically YouTubers. They make beauty videos here on YouTube. I watch Desi Perkins more often than I watch Katie. I've watched a few of Katie's videos, but Desi Perkins is the one that I watched the most, and they came out with a collaboration last year with Dose of Colors that did really well. So naturally they're coming out with a new collaboration on the almost 1 year anniversary since their last collaboration. They're bringing back some of the old favorites, but they do have a new eyeshadow palette, which is this one right here. I'm going to try and include like an insert that shows the collection completely so you can see what it all looks like. But they have the eyeshadow palette with 10 shades and they have a pretty even selection of colorful shades and neutral shades, in my opinion at least, which I do think is a good idea on their part, because that way you don't have something that looks very boring. You have something that not everybody has similar dupes of, so it's a little bit more interesting to have something like this rather than like a pretty neutral palette. I like this palette. I really like it a lot. Then they have two lip glosses. They're bringing back their original shade called Over the Top. That shade did really well. Everyone was very much in love with that shade. So they're bringing it back again. And then they have another shade called The Most, the liquid lipsticks. And they're going to be called My Main and A Mauve Story. They have some matte lipsticks called Hey Girl and Aftermath. And then they have some highlighters. They have their original Fuego, which was again very popular, and then they have Chasing the Sun. Now, I am not personally interested in getting anything from this collection, and the reason is just because I don't necessarily feel like this will add value to my makeup collection as a whole. I have made a video, I think I posted it last Friday, that talked about consumerism and makeup, and in that video I talked about how whenever I purchase makeup, I'm always looking for things that aren't necessarily limited edition. I want to be able to buy something and I want to be able to use it as much as I want for a long period of time without necessarily feeling guilty that I'm showing you guys a product that is not available to you. So I will not be getting anything from this collection. I mean, I still love their videos. I still think they're very funny. They seem to be very down to earth as well. I love watching their vlogs especially, but I just don't want to buy from this collection because I don't really think that this will be getting as much use as it deserves if I buy one of these items. So next, Artist Couture is coming out with some Diamond Luxe Luminizers, and they're very famous for their loose powder highlight. I have not tried that highlight, but I've swatched it and I've heard very good things about this highlight. This time they're coming out with a pressed version. I believe it's going to be a holiday edition. I don't think it'll be permanent, but I'm not necessarily going to be getting this highlighter because personally I think that if I get anything from Artist Couture, it's going to be their original loose powder highlight. I just prefer loose powder highlight. I will wear like a pressed or a loose. It doesn't really matter to me, but if I'm getting a newer highlight, I kind of want it to be a loose highlight because I have noticed that loose powder highlights do have like a little bit more of like a glow factor, and you can work with loose highlighters a lot more easily than pressed highlighters, and that's just my opinion. Everyone else has their own opinion. Some people think that loose highlighters can get a little bit messy. I understand that. For me, like, it doesn't really affect me whatsoever, so I prefer my highlighters as of now to be loose highlighters. You know, I do own mostly pressed highlighters, but if I'm getting like a new highlight, I kind of want it to be loose. So this doesn't really call to me, plus the fact that I think that this will be limited edition doesn't really appeal to me as well. And I'm not sure how what the price is, but I have heard that these are going to be quite expensive, so this is a pass. Kylie Cosmetics is launching a new collaboration with Jordan Woods. They have an eyeshadow palette, a highlighter palette, a lipstick, high glosses, and I think that this looks really pretty. It looks really nice, but do I necessarily need any of this in my life? No, I do not. Nothing in this collection really appeals to me personally, so I don't think I'll be getting this. Another thing that I see launching is this Kat Von D Beauty Unlock It Makeup Remover Wipes. I will not be getting this. I have a feeling that this will be a little bit expensive, and I think that I can easily get the same thing in a drugstore format, because like even if this is like $10-15, that to me is still a little bit up there when it comes to makeup remover wipes. So I think I'll just be sticking to drugstore, so I will not be getting this. Another thing that Kat Von D is coming out with is going to be an empty palette. Now this is going to be $29, which for me is a little bit steep when you're talking about a magnetic palette. I mean, this does look a little bit more unique compared to like the Z palettes, which are kind of dominating the market right now. But Z palettes are $20 for the extra large size, and that for me is a little bit much even for a Z palette. This is $29, and even if it looks kind of interesting in terms of packaging, I still have no interest in paying $30 for a case to put my eyeshadows in. It's just not going to happen. I do not need this, so this is a pass. Now let's talk about some Anastasia Beverly Hills items. There is going to be a lot of Anastasia in this video, just giving you guys a heads up. They are coming out with a ton, and I have some mixed opinions, but these are going to be 4 glosses. They are mini glosses, and they're coming out with the set of 4 shades for $25. Now, I kind of want to go and compare and see if these are limited edition shades, if these are exclusive, or if these come from their permanent collection, because if these are permanent shades already and they're putting them in a smaller packaging and discounting, well, I mean, they're selling these for a reduced price. I think I will be interested in maybe trying this out. However, if these are exclusive holiday shades, I will not be getting these because I will not be able to use them on my channel. So of course I do not need these. I know I say that kind of obsessively, like I need to buy something and it needs to be like something I can use on my channel, but I do a lot of makeup. I post so often, and I'm always doing tutorials, and I'm always doing looks, and a lot of times I get questions about like certain things, certain makeup items that I'm wearing, and I can't necessarily recommend or feature something that I know you guys can't get, because I don't like that, you know. I don't like doing that. So as often as I can, I try to purchase things that are permanent, because then, like I said, that adds value to my collection. Because if I have a whole bunch of exclusive limited edition items, I can't necessarily show that to you guys. So to me, that doesn't necessarily make it something that I should be buying. But let's move on to another huge launch. This is going to be this eyeshadow palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills called the Sultry Palette. It's going to be a Holidays 2018 eyeshadow palette. I will say the PR package looks bomb, and so far I've seen like a few tutorials and a few reviews with this palette, and I feel like every single influencer that has managed to get this early, because you know they do send these out in PR, has said something or other about the PR package. And of course, if you sent out like all these nice palettes, but you send out PR packages that literally have gold roses in them, you're going to get a good response, because people will be like so mesmerized by this amazing packaging that sometimes like they kind of don't actually look at the product or their like opinion of the product is elevated in a certain way. Does that make any sense? Because I feel like just looking at this palette, not looking at the packaging, not looking at anything else, just looking at this palette, it's not something that I think is a good makeup product. I don't think that this is a good color story. I really like this reminds me of a soft glam. When I first saw this palette, I was like, oh yeah, that's a soft glam, but what's with that pink shade? You know, but then I looked at it closely and I was like, wait, no, that's not the soft glam. And then I saw that it was a new palette and I'm like, why are they doing this? Because with the soft glam, they had a very quality, very well thought out neutral palette. It was a neutral palette, but it looked interesting. It was well done. It was a good palette. Was that a palette for me? No, it was not, because I don't like to buy a lot of neutral palettes. I don't even buy neutral palettes anymore. I usually buy exclusively colorful eyeshadows. So that was not a palette for me. This is like the soft glam palette, but it's a worse version of the soft glam palette. This literally looks like it was thrown together. I mean, that pink shade, it looks so out of place. And I know that some people don't necessarily care about color stories. I care about color stories. I think that it helps to have a palette that looks like it was thought out, you know, rather than having a bunch of shades thrown together. And for me, this palette does not look that well thought out. I don't think that this palette looks interesting. I don't necessarily like this palette. An example of a good palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills when it comes to holiday is the Prism palette. The Prism palette is the one that they released last year. That palette looked amazing. It looked so beautiful. I was so brokenhearted that that was a limited edition palette because I wanted that palette so bad. If they had made it permanent, I would have bought it in 2 seconds flat. But then again, I don't think a lot of people enjoyed that palette, or I don't think a lot of people liked that color story because that palette sat around on shelves for a while. It got to the point where Sephora actually marked it down, like actually put it on sale, I believe. And that is a little bit unusual for Anastasia Beverly Hills to allow their products to be marked down, but obviously they had to get rid of that stock. So I understand their thought process. They're thinking that maybe this was a good idea, but like this is not something that I necessarily look at and think looks nice or looks appealing. I think it looks like a boring palette that's trying to be relevant but is really failing at it. I'm sorry that I'm like just like completely roasting this. I know I haven't tried it. I know I haven't necessarily held it in my hands, but just looking at this palette, this does not look like something that I would get or recommend to anyone, even someone that liked neutrals. Alright, Anastasia Beverly Hills is also coming out with some new glitters. Now, they're $15 each, which is a little bit of a stretch, but these look beautiful. These look absolutely amazing. I'm particularly interested in like the sort of like cooler tone shades. I like the blues and the purples, and those shades look beautiful. And I might get these. It sounds ludicrous to be able to want to get like such an expensive product. Like, this is a glitter and they're charging $15, but I don't know. I don't know. My birthday's coming up soon, so I think I might treat myself. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see about that. I mean, it's holidays 2018. I think it's going to be a limited edition glitter, but somehow I feel like with glitters can be so much easier to dupe. Like, it's easier to dupe glitters than it is to dupe like an eyeshadow, for instance. So, yeah, this is something I'm considering. Moving on, let's move along. Okay, so Ofra is coming out with some minis for holiday, and they have 4 mini liquid lipsticks. Or wait, no. They're saying that they have 4 in these sets, but they're showing 5. They are charging $20 for 4 of these shades. I'm personally not really interested in these lipsticks just because they're all very pink based, which is not something that I'm looking for right now. However, that red looks absolutely phenomenal. So if anything, I'll be interested in that red, but you know, like the rest I'm not interested in. So I think I'll just like, you know, I don't really need the entire thing. Anastasia Beverly Hills is also coming out with a glitter adhesive for, wait for it, $18. It's $18 for glitter glue. That's ridiculous. And the applicator looks a little bit cheap. It looks really cheap. So like they're charging like $20 for a glitter adhesive. That's a little bit... It's a little bit out there. Okay, so MAC Cosmetics is coming out with some single eyeshadows, and I have not seen swatches of these yet, but these look absolutely beautiful. These are holiday items. I think that these are for holiday. They've added the holiday hashtag, so I think that these are going to be limited edition for holidays. So I don't think I'll be getting these. Plus, these are pretty neutral colors, but these look so sparkly and so beautiful. However, not for me. Okay, Viseart is coming out with a new eyeshadow palette. It's going to be $175, which is basically selling a kidney. And it's going to be extremely limited edition. They have only 3,000 of these that are going to be made available. That's like extremely limited edition. That's ridiculous. Plus, like, there's no way I think that I will pay $175 for an eyeshadow palette. It's just not going to happen very soon or at all. I don't even know. So Charlotte Tilbury is coming out with a new eyeshadow palette called Stars in Your Eyes. There are going to be 12 eyeshadows in this eyeshadow palette, and it's very Charlotte Tilbury, very basic, very shimmery, beautiful packaging. Charlotte Tilbury is a luxury makeup brand. I will not be getting this. I don't think I'm necessarily interested in this whatsoever. Plus, I have a feeling that this is going to be super expensive. I think it's $75. It's already launched, I think. But yeah, there are a lot of people that like Charlotte Tilbury, so I have no doubt that this will do very well. However, I am not interested. Sephora is coming out with a new favorites set. This is going to be $68 for 9 mini items and 5 full-size items. I am quite interested in this. This is almost $70, so it is a little bit expensive, but when you consider like all the product in here and how much it adds up, like I'm pretty sure that the 5 full-size items amount to at least $68, if not more. And they have a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in here, which is going to be full-size, and those tend to be expensive. And then I know that the Smashbox lipstick that they're putting in there is also full-size, and that's like a little bit expensive as well. So I think that this will be a good thing to buy. I don't think I'll be using every single one of these colors, so I probably might be giving these away to others, but I might be getting this. I don't know. We'll see about this. But this is something that I am keeping an eye out for. So this is going to be a super expensive highlight. This is a $50 Omega glaze all over foil luminizer. Now this is going to be a very expensive highlight, so naturally I will not be getting this, but you know, it is nice. It is a Marc Jacobs product. Marc Jacobs is a luxury brand, so of course they're going to be a little bit expensive, a little bit, but you know, that's just their brand. Moving on, let's talk about the Maybelline Master Chrome by Face Studio. They're doing a collaboration with Nikki Tutorials. This is going to be a Master Chrome highlight. Now, Maybelline is known for their magical Master Chrome highlight formula. A lot of people love that highlight. I have not tried it. I really want to though. It looks beautiful. So I might give the highlight a go. We'll see about that. I don't know if I'll get this specifically because, you know, this is a limited edition item. I am willing to bet. But it's $10, so it's very inexpensive. Rihanna seems to be coming out with some new face products. There was a sneak peek posted on Trend Mood, and it looks pretty interesting. However, I don't think I'll be getting these face products, whatever they are. They look like It looks like she's coming out with some highlighters and maybe some blushes. I don't really know. But I will not be purchasing this just because I'm not really interested, to be honest. But I do like the Fenty Beauty brand, so I just wanted to pop those in here if you guys are interested. Benefit is also coming out with some holiday collections. Well, not the only reason, but like one of the reasons I decided to put this in this video was because I wanted to show you guys just how amazing this packaging looks. It looks beautiful. I'm not necessarily one to like buy makeup purely because of packaging, but that does not mean I can't appreciate good packaging when I see it. And this looks very fun, very interesting. This packaging, it definitely rocks. I don't think I'll be getting anything from this holiday thing though, just because I'm not interested. Okay, like I feel like that's just like something I need to say more often, because sometimes like I like something, but like other times I look at a launch and there's really just like no specific reason for it. It's just the fact that I'm not interested. You know, like when you don't necessarily buy a lot of makeup, like me, I don't necessarily buy a ton of makeup, you kind of get a good perspective of what you find interesting and what you don't. And for me, like, I mean, I'm looking at this and it's not something that I really want to get, so this is a pass. ColourPop is coming out with a collaboration with Disney. They're doing a Disney princesses themed collection. This is another example of fantastic packaging, and I think that a lot of people will be interested in this purely because of the packaging, because the packaging does look amazing. They have a lot of like these lipsticks. I believe that they're going to have some Super Shock shadows, some glossy lip glosses, and an eyeshadow palette. So this does look like a very well-rounded collection. It is full of neutrals, but then again, you're doing a collection based on Disney princesses who wear neutrals a ton, and of course it's going to be neutral themed. So this looks fun, it looks interesting, but do I need it myself? No, I do not. Moving on, let's talk about the new Zodiac astrology collection from Bite Beauty. I did mention a few videos ago, I'm not sure if you remember, that I was interested in maybe getting the Libra version of their lipsticks. They're basically coming out every single month with a new astrology themed lipstick based on the sign for that month. I was interested in seeing the Libra, but now like I'm looking at this and I don't necessarily wear like a lot of deep brown nudes. I don't really think they're very flattering on me, so I just choose to stay away from them. So I will not be getting this myself, so not interested in this. Pat McGrath is coming out with a new Lip Fetish tinted lip balm. This looks like a beautiful product, and then you look at the price and it's $38 per product. It is a luxury brand. It is a luxury price point. This is expensive looking. This looks amazing, but it's so expensive I cannot say yes, but these look beautiful. Moving on, let's talk about the Fenty Beauty new Stunna lip paint. I'm not gonna go and try and find it in my collection, but I have their original Stunna lip paint, which is like this beautiful red tone. Their formula is so on point. It is a beautiful product that I absolutely love. Now they're coming out with a nude version. This is going to be a chocolate brown, a boss nude shade. That's what they're describing it as. I'm not sure what the exact color is. Maybe it is boss nude, who knows? But this looks like a beautiful product. However, will I be getting it? No, because like I said earlier, I'm not necessarily interested in brown nudes. They just don't really work well for me, so I will not be getting this one. However, the formula of the red one, I can say, is top notch. So I think that this will be the same. Let's talk about some Sephora holiday releases. They have a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go through everything, but they have some lipsticks, face palettes, eyeshadows, lip products. The things that I'm interested in, I'm going to tell you right now, are the cream lip stains, which is the third from the left on the top product. It's a set of several lip stains, cream lip stains, so I might get that because I love their cream lip stain formula. I'm actually wearing one on my lips today, and it is so good. It is an amazing product. Then I might be interested in getting some of their glitters. They have these Fairy Dust Glitter Eye Poppers, and they're $14 for 4 shades. So that is a pretty good deal. Maybe better than, well, definitely better than the Anastasia Beverly Hills glitters. So I might get that. We will see, but that's a maybe. So guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna go and edit this video real quick and try and upload it so I can have it for you guys as soon as possible Sunday morning. So thank you guys so much for watching till the end of this video. You know I enjoy making these videos for you guys so much. These are some of my favorite videos to film. I just love like just sitting back and just talking about makeup is one of the things I love doing. But I'm just gonna check out right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you next time, and I love you. Bye guys.